I did a great deal of work in my life in Soho Square district of London. Well, this was Christmas morning. When I opened the door, a limp figure fell in. It was a young woman. She'd been asleep against the door. It was almost frozen. And I said, "How did you happen to be here?" She said, "I don't know, Father." I said, "Oh, Father?" "Yes," she said, I used to be a Catholic, but not anymore." I said, "How did you happen to be here?" Well, she said, I don't know, I was a bit drunk. Well, I said, men often drink because they like the stuff, and women drink because they don't like something else. What didn't you like? Well, she said, I didn't like the three men, she says, that I was going with, and they were beginning to find it out. I was playing false to them. So I got drunk. "What is your name?" She told me her name, pointing to a billboard. I said, "Is that your picture there?" "Yes," she says, "I'm the leading lady in that musical comedy." Well, I went in, made her a cup of coffee, and I said, "Come back now this afternoon." And she said, "I will come back on one condition, that you don't ask me to go to confession." I said, "All right." She said, "I want you to promise me faithfully that you will not ask me to go to confession." I said, "I promise you faithfully not to ask you to go to confession." So she came back that afternoon before matinee, and I said, "We have a Rembrandt and a Van Dyck in this church. Would you like to see them?" She said, "Yes." So as we walked down the side aisle, we passed the confessional box. I pushed her in. I didn't ask her to go. I always keep my promises. Well, she went to communion. She was there month after month, and then she became a nun in London. And she's still living as a nun. Now here you see the breakthrough. Not the breakthrough into a crib, but the breakthrough, well, into a stable. A heart that's a stable. And then when the breakthrough happened, there was a change. A renovation of heart and character. So that she was no longer what she was before. It was not the outside that was changed. It was the inside. Now that's what Christmas is. Christmas is not just something that has happened. It's something that is happening. So people stay away from this babe of Christmas. They stay away from Christ. They're a bit afraid. Unbelief is dread of the truth about ourselves. That's unbelief. Faith is a willingness to face the truth about ourselves. And when we do, well, once that original dread is overcome and we admit the breakthrough, then we're changed. And then our mind is illumined, our will is strengthened, we have a great joy and happiness. So I say, therefore, it's hard for some people to accept Christmas. But I'm going to give you a tip. Because I'm talking to everybody. I always do on television. If you do not want to start there, in that stable, with the full recognition of that breakthrough, I will tell you where to start. Start loving your fellow man. Start loving your neighbor. And begin to love him. Not just because of what he can do for you, or because of any pleasure anyone gives you, but just love him as a fellow man, and then eventually you begin to see that he's a creature of God. The only unhappy people in this world are the people who are selfish. And I have known in this world some people who just loved humanity. Won't you begin to love really and truly? Please do that for me, and you will eventually come to know the true meaning of Christmas. Then you'll have a Merry Christmas.